Hi everybody, this is Em from DIYM. I just wanted to do a Father's Day video doing Father's Day cards. So I have these dies that I got maybe a few years back, and I think they're shaker dies, but you can turn them into flat embellishments. They should look like this. I printed up some examples here from KSCrafts. This is nice for if you're making a small card, which is nice to send in the mail. So it has the shadow, an outline, and that sort of thing for both mom and dad. And then there's another method of what I've been doing since last year, since around New Year's. I've been playing with the alphabet punch boards. And I got this for Christmas from my husband, and I really like using this. They're pretty quick and easy to make cards with. So this is a mini punch board. I have the larger one as well, but I find that these are perfect for making cards, this specific size, because they make letters that are about 2.5 by 1.5 inches in size. So again, you can make very small. These ones are a little smaller, but you can basically make fairly small names with this kind of tool. So I just want to do a dad one. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could do initials with a larger punch. But anyways, I just wanted to try to do a really quick video here. So let's try to do this as quickly as possible. I'm gonna put this aside for a second because I want to pick some papers. So I brought out a bunch of papers. I have these guys that I got. I don't even know when I got some of these. So I have a whole stack here of 6x6 paper pads. So I'll just go through that in a second. But yeah, this is 5.5 by 8.3 inches. They're kind of longer. It's got all plaids. I haven't really used this yet, but I like using plaids. I think they're nice and gender neutral plaids. So there's that. Along the same lines as the plaids, I have these paper pads. I've got a few of these guys because I really use them a lot, but I like the fact that the colors are similar, so you can play with them really easily. Polka dots and also plaids. So there's that. Also have, this kind of goes with this, I feel, a little bit more. Similar colors. They're similar colors, they're kind of brighter colors. But yeah, these are another 6x6 pad. Polka dots. I also have this. I think these are really nice and really easy to play with. I haven't actually opened this one up yet, so that'll be kind of a fun one to play with, I think, though. I think I got this from the dollar store forever ago. So more plaids from Recollections, and then there's some solid colors in there as well. These are really fun ones. I kind of want to scan some of these though before I use them because I really like a lot of the patterns and colors in here. And then the Recollections also has this marble one that I think is also really pretty. Again, some solid colors that match in here nicely. And then there's this ink one right here. And then there's this basic Recollections paper pad. It's got some really nice different patterns. I got these guys forever ago. These ones are a little harder to play with for me, but I might use stuff like these. I like stuff like this. The note. There's also some fun flowers and things. And this one and butterflies and stuff like that, which I think are really nice for mothers for Mother's Day. There's also some cool bikes, which I think are really fun as well to play with. This is kind of nice too. So it's got birds, polka dots, stripes, all sorts of fun patterns in there. And then this is just very basic. And this is upside down, but yeah, I think I put it in there upside down, but basic polka dots and check patterns. Okay, so there's that. And then I also have this. I got this a while ago. I've kind of gone through it a little bit. So this is like an old pad of mine too. It has some fun cut aparts and things, which might be fun to play with, but it's called Girl Squad. I got this in my old art store that I used to work at a long time ago, but it's a really fun one. And also, yeah, it has some bikes, which I think might be kind of fun for doing Father's Day. Some metallic-y colors and things too. So, because yeah, you can use this for guys or girls, which is really cool. Really fun patterns though. This is fun too, this pretzel. Oh, this is also cute. My mother-in-law plays guitar, so I think this might be kind of a fun one as well. But my father-in-law is also really into music and he plays the ukulele. I don't know, that might be kind of a fun one for him as well. I might do something really cool with that. We'll see. I have to decide. And then these ones are just metallics, and I may or may not use it, I don't know. So some of it's metallics or some shiny papers. Like some shiny blacks. And I've kind of already, as you can see, gone through this one a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'll show you guys later a top view of my die cutting, because I know some people like seeing die cutting. But yeah, I'll take this out. I like to keep them in the box, as I've talked about on my channel. It just keeps everything together, like the book and all that sort of stuff, so it's nice. So I love the fact that this goes by pretty quickly normally. I'm going to try to have all three papers matching a little bit. I'll see what I can do with different collections here. I'm just going to I think the hardest part of this video is going to be matching patterns and stuff. I don't know. I like making quirky things though, so I might end up using this Girl Squad pad for some stuff here. So let's just see if I can find some cool stuff here. Both my in-laws are sending lovely cards to us all the time, and I always feel really bad when I don't make a card in time to send it in the mail. So I figured might as well just get a jump start on this and get ahead of the game here. I'll see what I can find. This I want to keep for my father-in-law, I think. Even though my mother-in-law also plays guitar, I think that this would be really fun for him. So I'm going to put that aside for him. This is a beautiful pattern right here. Consider this one, because this one's kind of neat. Okay, I'm also going to put this one, I think this one goes nicely together with the bikes and the music. So I think I'm going to do something with that as well. I'm going to bend that first and then I'll rip it out. So cute. Actually, this might be cute with this too. I'm finding a lot of stuff for Father's Day a little bit more. Having this in the center might be really pretty. This will be like dad, so it'll be flanked with the D's and then this cool A. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of like that though. I think that that's nice. All right, I don't even need these other paper pads. I love them though. I might use them for backgrounds though. I'll figure that out. Okay, so now I'm gonna do, now that I've picked out these beautiful pattern papers, I feel like they go together quite nicely, to be honest. I mean, they're all from the same collection, so they should go together fairly well. There's no second guessing with that. I'm going to do the alphabets on this alphabet punch board. So I think I'm gonna flank this with some blue, and this beautiful coppery tone is going to be the A in the center. Okay, so there's gonna be two D's and an A there. Okay? So I'm just going to cut out stuff with, it's gonna be 2.5 by 1.5. 1.5 first. Because it's a directional pattern, I have to be mindful of that. I mean, it's not really that directional because it's kind of going every which way. So it can probably be fine flipped around no matter what. But if it was more directional, I would really have to watch it. But I like it this way. So that's 1.5. And then I want to do 2.5. So this is cool if somebody you know has really cool interests. This is funny against this background. It's gonna blend in a little bit, I think, which is unfortunate, but yeah, that's gonna be one of the D's. Hopefully it'll stand out a little bit better later. I might put some sort of cool background on here. I don't know, we'll see. I might put a black sparkly paper or something like that to frame things nicely. We'll see. I think that would look nice, hopefully. This is more of a directional pattern here, so I gotta think about, so this is gonna be 1.5 by, oops, I'm gonna do it this way, 2.5. Yeah, this is the same size, so they're very small, as you can see. The mom one's a little bit wider. I like this direction. I mean, either direction is fine, but I think I like this direction for the A. I'm gonna do 1.5 again, inches. So I'm gonna do the A first. I always like to do the middle one first for some reason. Probably just gonna be the easiest to find here in this book. It's right here. Right here. Okay, I think I've already done an A on the bigger one, but this is gonna be for the smaller, because I did Happy New Year, so I did a couple A's, I think. So I'm gonna put this guy here, like that. Okay, and then I'm not gonna flip it around like this. I'm gonna flip it around like that. So this is gonna look almost like a VHS tape. I feel like this looks like a VHS tape, kind of. Right? If you want to make tiny little VHS tape embellishments, this might be kind of like a cool way to do that. Something really fun. Just an idea for you guys. It might actually be a fun embellishment to do. So then I like to turn things this way just so I can see things a little bit better about what I'm doing. This I want to be the top of the A right here. I'm just gonna stick this blade. So this little knob part here goes in here, and then this blade goes right in there, okay? I'll try not to go past this. And then I'll also move this over. The knob goes here, and then the blade goes here. It's sort of hard to see, unfortunately. It's such a small piece of machinery. Anyways, I got that. And then I think I just curve the top here by sticking it in here, right? Like that. Stick this on the other side. And there we go, you got an A. I think it looks nice. Anyways, I'm gonna put that guy aside. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the D. So this is the D, and I did the D fairly recently in a video about my piñata, but I'm gonna do this again because this is the smaller alphabet punch board and I did the larger alphabet punch board. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that piñata video, because I make sunglasses out of the D, I'm gonna link that down below for you guys so you can check that out. So yeah, the D, it's also really straightforward. I'm gonna do this because this is the more directional pattern, so it's a little bit easier to deal with. So yeah, I have to put it, so it has two lines here. So there's 1 and 2. So I'm gonna put this up against the second line here, right? And then I'm gonna make this little tiny D shape. And then flip over, do the same thing on the other side. So it's butt it up against this second line here, and do that. Then, so just so I can see what I'm doing, guys. And so I'm going to put the notch in here, blade there, notch in here, blade there, okay? Just to get this center of it out so it doesn't look like a B anymore, okay? But I'm going to try not to go past here if I can when I'm slicing things. Sometimes it's hard. Okay, it can slip really easily once it's free. There's a little bit coming off there, but it's pretty good other than that. Okay, I might trim up this slightly. I don't know, I guess this isn't perfect, but other than that, it's not too bad. This is really easy to make name cards, as I said, or mom, dad, that sort of thing. So it's really fun for that. So I'm gonna punch this, flip this around, and then punch the other side. And then I might just round this out just slightly. Things may not have been completely perfect, and that's okay. So if you want to, you can round out the corners. I don't think I'm going to. I think that the pointiness is going to look nice on this. I'm going to do another D with this one. This one's going to look so cute, I think. I'm going to do this really, really quickly. I'll speed up the camera. It's not perfect, but that's okay. I'll just cut it a little bit nicer. There we go. And I know here, it's harder to see here, unless you put it on some sort of different background, right? So I might put, just so that things stand out a little bit more, because I think the white doesn't stand out enough, because there's so much white in this. I'm gonna probably put some sort of black background. I think a nice black background will actually make things pop and stand out a little bit more. Yeah, so we'll do that. I think I'll do that with sparkly paper that I have when I make this card. So I'm going to pick out some paper, just a couple different versions of paper for Father's Day. Let's see if there's any interesting ones. I thought that'd be kind of cool to do. I don't have anything like this, but it'd be kind of cool to do a wood grain effect. I love these plaids. I might do something with that. I kind of love the chevron too. It's a fun chevron. Oh, this is kind of neat as well. I want something interesting though. The stars are neat. The stars are really cool. Maybe that with a chevron background would be kind of cool. That's a possibility. I love these plaids though too. But I feel like plaids sew on the nose. These are kind of more Eastery kind of colors, so maybe I'll just go with what my original thought here is. Oh, this is also pretty, but I think I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna have, because I got a couple star ones, I think I'm gonna go with that. That one's gonna be kind of cool, I think. So that, and I mean, this is kind of neat too. This looks almost like party-ish though, right? Birthday party-ish. I don't know. I kind of like this. I like this. I think this is, I mean, this is also kind of party-ish, but it's a little bit more masculine, like a masculine version of party thing. So I'm using very similar colors, I think, for these cards. I really like, for masculine cards, I kind of like blues and mint colors and whites. I just happened to be picking those kind of colors. I think that sometimes those are really pretty colors though to be working with. I like those complementary colors, like, because there's almost like a peachy tone and mint. But yeah, I like oranges and blues and mints and that sort of thing. So I think that that's gonna be nice. So I'm gonna show you guys in the next sequence how to do this dad card with the mom and dad die. Okay, so they kind of look like this. So the dad one right here, I'm gonna just do flat embellishments. I'm not gonna do a shaker. Although I could do a shaker, I think I'm just going to go with flat embellishment. I think that's going to be really cool. So I think, so one of these is going to be the background. So I think this is going to be the background, and I think this is going to be the dad part. And then I think I'm going to get something else, maybe a gold color to match this as a lovely outline. I think that would be really, really pretty, just to make things simple. So let's see. I'm just going to double check and see if I have a nice gold that goes with this. I guess this gold would work. I could do that. It's a little bit darker, but that's probably okay. It's not gonna match entirely. Or I could do a solid black, but I think that's gonna be too harsh. So I think I'm gonna go with, oh, this might be nice too, actually. I think I'm gonna go with the gold though. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this gold as well. So that's gonna be the outline. I do have to think about how I'm going to make this with wet papers. So come with me and I will show you how I'm going to be cutting these out with my die cutting machine, okay? And I've got a big shot, so it should go pretty quickly, hopefully. Okay, we'll do that next. Okay, so this is my Big Shot Plus. I'm going to apologize for all the shadows and the lighting in here. This is the best spot for me to do some die cutting without hurting my back. So I tend to do it on our kitchen counter. It's a little bit easier for me, more level. So I'm not hunching over and breaking my back, basically. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys, because I know some people like to see the die cutting process, so hopefully you guys can see it a little bit better than not seeing it at all. So anyways, so this guy, I'm just gonna break this up. So this is the KSCrafts Mom and Dad die. So I'm gonna make these dad shapes. This is going to be the main part of the card here. I think that's going to look cool. And then the outline is going to be in this gold. And then the shadow part is going to be in this cool star pattern. So I'll do that. Just going to make a sandwich here. And like I explained in the Mother's Day video that I did, first of all, I'm going to cut things out a little bit so it's a little easier for me. I like to put things here just because it bows in the center, so it's a little harder to cut things in the center here of this Big Shot Plus die cutting machine. It's just finicky. I've learned to get to know it over time. So it's like that. And I like to put down a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper. I did this in the Mother's Day video just because I find that sometimes if I don't do that, do you see that? These scratch marks show up on the paper. And people that die cut may know what I'm talking about with that. If you never die cutted before, then you might be a little bit confused with that. Okay, and then I made a sandwich there, and then I'm just gonna basically put this through. It's hard to see right now, but I'm winding, here, I'll just show you guys this guy here. Just winding that. I'm just gonna bring that right back around here. Take this guy out. These are cool pieces to keep too, but you don't have to necessarily. But you can make another card with these pieces. I'm just going to put that aside. That's going to look really cool, I think. But what I need right now is the outline for this. I'm just going to take my pokey tool here that I made on camera at one point, and I'll link that down below in case you guys are interested. Sometimes it pays to keep things in, so it'll be a little easier to glue down. I know what's what here. There we go, this cool outline is happening here. And then it's gonna look like that. So that's really fun and really graphic, right? And I'll just try to cut that down to size, but I really like that. I think that that's really cool. If you want to, you can embellish something in the corner or whatever, because it's not as many stars over in the corner here, but I think it's really cool on its own. But anyways, in the next scene, I'm just gonna glue stuff, so you're gonna see that next. Okay, so I'm cutting things down. I didn't cut this guy down. This is just a backing so that you can sort of see what I'm doing against this background here, because it's very similar colors, as you know. But yeah, I just wanted to make an embellishment here, just like I did with the Mother's Day video, right? I did a little embellishment like that. And then this is actually much smaller. This is nice to fit on a regular card, I think. This dad one here, because as you can see, that one's quite wide, depending on the letters, right? These are normal size letters, so it ended up being a smaller card, but it's still quite nice and classy, I think. So I'm just gonna glue some stuff down. I just measured around things just to give it some room. So this in particular, inch-wise, is 2 inches by 4 inches. And then this guy here, the black sparkly paper, is about 5 inches this way and 3 inches that way. So it's like 3 by 5. So it's the size of the larger letters on the alphabet punch are about that size. And then I just gave it a little bit of a gold border, so just 1/4 of an inch around, all the way around here. So I'm just gonna glue everything down. So I'm gonna glue this guy down first because it's a little bit trickier, I think. It's got more things happening here. But this would look nice with more gold or something around it. Do your best to center it. I know it's difficult sometimes, especially on pattern paper. It's kind of weird optical illusions happening. And then I'm just going to put a very thin thing of glue around the letters here. The nice thing about this Barely Arts glue is it's got a very thin tip on it, and it's just lovely to work with for something like this. And it also dries clear, the glue, so it's very sturdy as well. Sometimes if it's down there, it's down there. So I'm gonna try to outline this the best that I can. And if you want to, you can always make things a little bit off kilter, but that's up to you. That would look interesting and kind of graphic, but looks pretty good. Now, it's a little harder to do these parts, but I'm gonna see what I can do here. I tried to make sure I knew which D is which and all that. As I said, you can put this a little off kilter if you'd like to, but I'm gonna try to straighten it as best as I can. Fun balloon letters. I kind of like that. I like how they turn out. I don't normally like doing letters or fonts, but I find these are really fun to do because they're pretty simple. They look almost like balloons. You can always add a shine on them with white gel pen or something as a highlight to make it look more like balloons, and that's pretty cute. So there we go. We got a cool embellishment that you can stick on a card. If you want to, you can round the edges. I'm not going to do that because I did that with the mom embellishment, but I think it looks really nice either way. I'll decide when I put it on a card if I want to do that or not. I may or may not round the edges of this one. We'll see how it goes. So first I'm going to attach these guys down onto here, which might actually be difficult, as you guys probably remember. You have to be very generous with the glue. Actually, wait, I'm going to try to line them up the best way that I can here. I like to start in the middle when I do stuff like this. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not really measuring things out, but try to put a generous amount on there. Yeah, I think I really need a lot more glue on here. It takes a while to adhere to this specific material. I always do this. I always put things on this sparkly material because it looks really cool. But yeah, it's really hard to actually line things up and glue things down on here. Barrier its glue works eventually. It's just, it takes a moment because it's so textured, this specific paper that I like to use. Okay. You can always put something down on it to make sure that it's on here as well to flatten it out. It's tough because it's not like a matte paper that I'm working with. I wanted it to be really cool, really interesting looking. This actually is probably going to be the worst to try to glue on. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you want to watch me measure things out and trim stuff down or whatever, I did that in the Mother's Day video, so you can check that out. I'm going to link the link for that down below if you guys are interested in checking that stuff out if you haven't seen it yet. I like to really press it down and hold it for a while it dries. It just takes a long time, as you can see. It looks cool though in the end. It's a nice contrast, right? This actually would look cool on a card just like this. Maybe it's tilted like that. There's so many ways of doing this. It's no shed glitter, but it still sheds a bit on the side, I find. Just once in a while, when it's been cut down or something. Okay, I think I've got it now, hopefully. Hopefully it's on there. Fingers crossed. And then we're gonna put it on this gold and hope for the best, because this can get really hard to glue on to. I'm using a lot of really hard to glue on materials, I find. Best to get a paper towel or something for this, because sometimes the glue smudges quite a bit. I just wanted a little bit of a gold edge showing, because I think that looks really cool, really classy, really fun at the same time. Has a lot of personality, this card. Even though it's just very simple, I think the patterns we used are really fun, so it gives it a nice interest. This will probably be a little easier to make an envelope for if you make a card kind of like this shape. Seems like it was good. The glue didn't seep out all that much. And there you go. That's really nice, eh? And then I'm going to get a regular card. I might chop it down a little bit, but... So if you want, you can glue things down in advance, or you can just cut it just in case. I'm going to cut it first, just to be on the safe side. It's going to be about that. I just want a slim looking card here. I'm just eyeballing it, but you can always measure it out properly. Just giving it maybe a 1/4 of an inch or something. About that, right? Perfect for this card now. And as I said, you can always make a tiny little card with this embellishment, or you could always use this on a card, something a little bit bigger maybe. I'm just going to glue this guy down and use this as an embellishment for another card in the future. That'll be really nice to pop on a card really fast and really easy. I'm just going to make sure that that's creased nicely. You can always use a bone folder or ruler, or obviously I use my fingernail, all sorts of stuff like that. And this is nice and matte on this side, so it should glue down pretty well. Yeah, if you want to make an envelope for it, I have a tutorial on how to make envelopes that I'll link down below for you guys. That was kind of a fun one to do. Basically, you don't even need any tools to make an envelope. I think it's a little harder to do for the slimline cards, like something that's more of an odd shape, but this size of card I think is probably fine. So let's see this really quickly. You just have to measure across here and give things an inch more. This is about 6.5 inches across, so then it'll be 7.5 inches square sheet of paper to make an envelope. Okay, so anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna link the link down below for that so you guys can check that out and you can make an envelope as well. But yeah, if you wanted to as well, you can also use the leftovers of this die to make a cool card as well. So you can basically get 3 cards. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some different methods on how to make cards and embellishments with obviously the dies or alphabet punch board, the mini one. You can use the larger one if you want to make larger cards, obviously, or something along those lines. Yeah, I find that these are really good sized cards. But yeah, these ones are very small embellishments, which is nice. I mean, they're kind of large embellishments, but they're also quite small. So if you do have a card, something like a larger background like this might be kind of nice to mat a card. You can pop it on really easily, really fast. If you want to, you can always embellish things on the side side and whatnot. These are very, very simple. So you do you, but I'm just showing you how to mix and match a little bit. I tried to use similar collections and similar color schemes. You can pick 2 or 3 colors, maybe even 4 depending, but that always helps to make a card look a little bit more fun and dynamic and interesting. So anyways, that's that. I just wanted to say happy Father's Day to all fathers out there. There's all sorts of different types of parenting out there, whether it's your biological family or your found family, your chosen family. I just wanted to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. So hope everybody has an amazing day and take care everybody. Have a good one. Bye! Happy crafting!